Buenos dias, senor, senora, and senorita. This message comes to you from the heart of dawn. I trust it will be entertaining for you and spiritual awakening for you. Anyway, I want you to look up Thrilla in Manila. Yeah, that was the big match between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier in the Philippines. Yeah. So that's what I went through yesterday. I took on one of the biggest egos I've run into since I started this process. And many thanks to Jamie, who was the first narcissist that I took down that was able to hold the light after. Yeah. So this is narcissist number 3. There's another one in between Jamie and this gentleman yesterday. Anyway, it was a match of the ages. Yeah, it was like the only way it worked. The only way it worked is beautiful, trusting, just gentle, surrendering wife. I took her through the process, well, part of the process first, because I just knew taking this man head on was going to be a tough job. So I used every single ounce of my creativity to figure out how to do it. And anyway, you know what was beautiful? As hard as he fought and as much resistance as he had, he never stopped, he never gave up, he never got angry, none of that. It was like he still gave me all the answers. And he became this gentle, beautiful, gentle, soft giant. And oh my goodness, all he has to do is hold that. And the world will shift on its axis. He's this big, he's this powerful. And his ego last night was gone. Yeah. And I am saying, I had to use every single ounce of my resources, my 41 years, and all of my programs and all of my patterns, and recognizing them in him and how to overcome them. It was, good morning, soul. We keep meeting in such wonderful places. Anyway, yeah, I'm still so, I'm tired. I mean, it's literally, imagine Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier going the 15 rounds the next day. Well, I'm tired, but it was worth it. It was worth it. This is a highly influential individual, and there's going to be a lot of people know him, and they're not going to recognize him. It's that different. The transformation was so dramatic. Like the soul's was a gentle soul. And yes, she had her physical symptoms and her mental and emotional ones, but there was this gentleness to her where this is like a bulldog, like a, I don't know, a gorilla. And anyway, I'm still so pleased. To think about the souls that's on the call here now and Mark, they're so dramatically different, and yet the gift that I receive by watching the transformation in both is really amazing. And yeah, I'm still recalling some of the ways that the ego tried to control, tried to get in there and tried to trick, and did that. And I just put him in his boots every single time he tried to say something. So when I want to hear from your ego, I'll ask you. Until then, just sit back and enjoy the ride. And, he'd tell me something. I say, that's a bunch of bullshit. Give me the truth. And, and his wife was just enjoying it so much. Anyway, I just had to say, it's the accomplishment is astronomical. To be able to take that ego, that the size of the Empire State Building, and to have it crumble in front of my eyes, and then open up to this gigantic divinity inside. Yeah, the only thing that got lost, the only thing that evaporated, the only thing that disappeared yesterday was his ego. And he was left with this beautiful, beautiful, gentle soul. Just so rich. And, him like me had this Irish background and all of that. So like in the alcoholism and the violence. And you know what? In all fairness, people, when they don't have access to the divinity, have to find ways to protect themselves. They have to. So there's no judgment. There's no judgment. That's why I've worked successfully with murderers, serial rapists, armed robbers, and the biggest egos on the planet. Why? Because I don't judge. All I know is, listen, man, you're in desperate pain. Man, woman, there's needs that you haven't got a clue in the world how to meet. And you had created them before the age of reason. So how could I judge something like that? All I know is, wow, that's pretty creative, what you did there. And if you think about soul that's on the call, like, we had a very short conversation the first time, and it's like, Don, I hear you, but I don't know what you're saying. And so it's such a different language because we haven't used our divinity for so long. Yeah, just kind of little spikes here and there. But when it's all gone, this beauty, this magnificence, this flourishing of our light comes to the surface. And I am so excited. I'm so excited about this Mark that I worked with yesterday and what is going to transpire for him. Not only him, but his beautiful wife. And their 5 children. Just like Soul was saying, like her, I believe she has 3 children. And how different her children were from her transformation. I never even saw her kids. But their children are being affected in a significant way. Yes. But I also did the instant and permanent transformation by donation yesterday as well. So it was a full-on day for me, but it was well worth it. Hearing about what's happening, the difference in people's lives. Oh my goodness, it's significant. Like, think about this. Like, this Mark, like, to go, I don't know what age he is, 40 or 45, somewhere in that vicinity. I forgot to ask. Well, 66. So, yeah. And to do everything in the old way, in the fear way, in the drivenness way, in the abuser way, in the narcissist way, from age 6 months for like 40 years. It was gone yesterday, completely. Yesterday. Isn't that amazing? Like, we talk about miracles. You talk about someone overcome cancer, and some go, well, that's as big as any cancer. It was just mental and emotional. Yes, gone. So, anyway, might sound a little tired this morning. It's because I am. I am tired. It was a full-on day, doing that group. Oh, there I go with my earpods in my pocket. Yes, my apologies for that. No, I'm not going to do it over again, but I want to say that it's an absolute I'm almost in tears every day with the bliss and joy of the gift that I have, first of all, been given, second of all, honed, and second of all, third of all, for the people along the way that allowed me to work with the marks yesterday so successful, and one of them was Jamie. He was the toughest narcissist that I'd worked with at the time. But it was only because I didn't know the combination. And it was with Jamie on January 22nd this year that I come up with the coding for narcissism. Do I want to work with a narcissist every day? No. But it's certainly rewarding when you can. And you know the programming and you know what they're doing. You know the next move before they even try it. And to be able to circumvent that. Imagine getting these narcissists like the Trumps and whoever's into this program and have them having that power that they have rather than being attached to an ego, to attach to a divinity, their divinity. That's when the world is going to shift on its axis. That's right. And it's going to happen by December 31st, 2021. That's when the present conscious on the planet at 210 will be at 700. I'd love for you to come join the ride, because Soul is certainly enjoying the ride. She's taking in all of these, the both the Spanish and the English Saturday and Sunday, and these approximately 10-minute calls. Yeah, she's soaking it all up, and she just looks so beautiful and radiant, and you can have that. Yes. So yes, on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays Spanish, Sundays English. It's 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Check me out on Facebook. It's the I Am Divinity Instant and Permanent Transformation by donation. And then for those that want more, like hands-on, like people with terminal illnesses, like this Mark that I worked with yesterday, I wouldn't have a hope in hell with him in a group. Wouldn't have happened. No way. Just wouldn't have happened. So there's special causes for one-on-ones, and that's a different structure altogether. But if you know someone that's really, really in a lot of pain, that needs that attention, like someone with a terminal illness. And by the way, there's two people coming up here on the 14th and 19th that I believe will be clinically proven miracles. Yep, clinically proven miracles. So that's the kind of things that's happening in Don Smith's life. And I want to share this with you because I want you to know, like I said to the group yesterday, and like I said to this Mark, the power that he used, the only thing is he used force instead of power. All I had to do was shift him from his ego force to his power divinity. Watch what happens for him. It's the same with Soul, and the same with the numerous ones that were on the call yesterday and on Saturday. There's a lot of people getting their lives transformed. A lot of people. I just found out yesterday. That in the Spanish-speaking group, there was 3 generations. I didn't know until yesterday. There was the grandmother and the mother and then 2 daughters. All got transformed in that I Am Divinity, Instant and Permanent Transformation by donation in Spanish. Yes. Isn't that amazing? 3 generations. We're changing generations here. Wow. Like, come on, let's get going. Jump on this spaceship while you still can. Yeah, this is it. You want to reach out to Soul on the Facebook, you'll find out how quickly and easily it happened for her to be completely transformed. And you can have that. Not every one of you are narcissists as Mark. And thank God for that. That's right. So, it's time to stop listening to your ego telling you that this doesn't make sense and this won't work and it won't last and all of those. Everything it's going to do to try to stay alive. Okay? And I've already shared the 20 tricks of the ego to stop you from taking a program, and then the 20 tricks of the ego to stop you from keeping the results. Yeah, it doesn't stop. And that's why these programs that just do a weekend thing and they get to their high and it's gone, that's only one of the steps. That's one of the three major steps. And most of them are just on pieces, not on whole. So it's not even that. So here's your chance. Here's your chance to live in your divinity. And I will share one about what the divinity looks like. I will do that again. It's worth talking about. Not now, but I will. And another day when I'm not so tired, after doing my Thrilla in Manila with Mark. Have a magnificent day. I go, Mala.